So I'd like to bring up my next speaker so we can move along. We'll have questions at the end again. I'd like to invite to the stage Heise, who is the Urban Resilience Strategy Manager at ASITIS. And ASITIS is pushing data-driven climate adoption for cities. And the speech is, this is my favorite title of a speech here at this conference, What 587,026 Trees Tell Us. And this is about remote urban tree care. Leah, please join us.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Bob, for the introduction. I hope Elias now will not say that we are just one new solution. I will try to show the best out of our solution. And I will talk today a lot about trees. I hope after my talk you love tree more than you already do. And I want to begin with a simple question. That is, can you see 3 trees from your home, from your workplace, your office, your university? Think about it. Like 1 second, we will come back to it. But really think about it if you see 3 big trees. And this question sounds simple, but actually it gets to the heart about what I want to talk about it today. Because what we talked today about climate adaptation strategies, it sounds often really strategic, abstract, but it's actually simple because it's all for us, for people, no? So there's one rule, and this is really simple because also a child is understanding this rule. And we as people, we experience the climate change. We feel the heat in the street. Maybe we are missing a green space. We have unhealthy trees in front of us and a neighborhood that doesn't feel right anymore because it's too hot, for example. And my talk today is about how remote sensing, so satellite data, and Earth observation can help move from just guessing to urban tree care. And I will show that through evidence from Copenhagen and Lisbon, where we did an urban greenery audit. So why does it matter now? As you know, people care and cities care about their trees. They are already doing a lot, but they often don't know where trees are missing and what the condition of the trees are. So if they are under stress or where green infrastructure is missing. And traditional field surveys, when you go manually through the streets like before, it costs a lot. It takes 6 to 12 months. It's outdated. The results are ready, and then the situation already changed. So at the same time, urban heat, as we know, is rising, and there are a lot of heat islands in the city. And we need adaptable and measurable results. And so the question is no longer whether urban greenery matters. The question is, where should we intervene first, and based on what evidence? That is also what Dushan told it, or said before. We really have to think about based on what evidence are we talking to. Okay, it's not working. No. Okay, now back to my question. Who here can say easily yes to my question at the beginning? Who can see 3 big trees from their home there? Oh, it's quite well, super good, because I'm, for example, living in Barcelona and I cannot see 3 trees from my home because the streets are really narrow. So it is an ideal. Before I explain it, it's an ideal, but it's really difficult for a city, especially in the south of Europe, to reach it. So what is the rule about? Actually, we heard a similar rule. I was like, it is funny, from Thomas, also 330, 300, but it was a bit different, no, for a different topic, but actually the name is the same, the 330, 300 rule. And it's about, can you see 3 trees from, as I said, from your home, from your office, from your neighborhood? Is there 30% canopy cover, tree canopy cover in your neighborhood? And do you have access within 300 meters to a park? It should not be a small park, really a park where you can do sport. And this is not just a communication tool, it creates a practical bridge between public health, climate adaptation, and urban planning. And what now the next step is, you can use satellite data that helps to analyze this rule and to show cities a map where trees are missing and where this rule is already good and where not. And so instead of just saying we need more greenery, we can ask a much better question, exactly where people are underserved of urban greenery, and where can we intervene first and not just plant new trees. And next one. So what remote sensing changes? When we're using satellite data, it's about not just counting how many trees exist. It is also about understanding the condition of the tree. So the analyzers move from the 330-300 rule also to map the productivity, the stress, the survival capacity, the cooling effect, and the carbon sequestration. And that means we don't have to rely longer on broad assumptions. We can start distinguish between a tree that is stressed or not stressed and is almost dying. So how does it work? I will make the method simple. We are using high resolution orthophotos for the 330-300 rule because the resolution is better than satellite data, and healthy vegetation reflects the near-infrared band, and so you can distinguish the tree crowns from water or other urban surfaces like buildings. And the crowns are also identified with machine learning, especially a neutral network. And we just use trees that are bigger than 30 square meters, because if not, this is just a small tree and we want to see like the real big mature trees. And yeah, so here you can see again what you can all measure now with satellite data. As I said, productivity, stress, survival capacity, and yeah, you can actually see an output at the end, a map, where you can show I will show it here in a second. For example, here you have, this is from Copenhagen, the level of stress. So the city gets a map where they can actually see each tree as a segment and the level of stress if from none or extreme. I will go back. So now let's move to Copenhagen, to one example. So you have some evidence. We analyzed a total of 280,000 trees. And the analysis was really interesting because about 20% of trees had a below average productivity. So also if the trees are looking healthy, no, it doesn't mean that they're productive and really have a benefit for people. And about 6.6% of the total trees were classified as vulnerable. And this is why citywide averages can mislead. In a place, sometimes a city, you see it and you think it's super green, but you have to distinguish between the districts, and then it comes back to the rule, to the 330-300 rule, because it should be equal for all people, and not in one district better condition of the trees than in another. Yeah, this was, for example, the cooling effect. It sounds not a lot, like 0.1 or 0 degrees, but actually it is. And at the, this is, for example, Copenhagen is also, but just one district, so we can, these all segments are like really for each tree, so you can see it for each neighborhood. Yeah, then another example is Lisbon. It's really different, another urban reality, because it's more in the south, and here the trees are really stressed. So Lisbon has almost 40% of the trees are moderate to extreme stress. So this comparison shows that different places need different measures, and also analyzes that is like exactly for the city, and also the European area, if it's in the north or in the south, west, east. Yeah, here you can see, I will not go through all of them, but... And you can see the difference, now from Copenhagen to Lisbon, the stress of the trees is really high. Yeah, and then it goes beyond, because what can you do just with a map? The cities, they have the map, but you also need an action plan. So the goal is also to have the outputs, to have recommendations, and to work with other companies and other cities also, and to include recommendations, action plans to implement tree planting, pocket parks, green roofs. Water management is also important. Now that that the tree can be healthy, you need a good water management system. And this is where remote sensing can actually help at the beginning, to have an overview, and then where to act first. Yeah, here again a bit about why every tree matters. I'm talking a lot about trees, sorry. But one single tree can absorb 150 kilograms of CO2 annually, and it can also reduce the heating in the summer, and also has a lot of other benefits for the water regulation, air quality, mental health. When you have a park access, it's good for your mental health. So when we lose as a city urban greenery and also trees, we are not losing just the decorations, just it's nice to have trees, we are losing climate infrastructure. And these are, I think we will have some question at the end there, but these are questions you can think about it, because it would be interesting for me also what would you think, would you act first on the rule 3300 if you were a city, plant new trees or where we need trees, or would you prefer to protect the vulnerable trees at the beginning, and or where the cooling is the weakness? That would be interesting for me to also know from you. Where would you intervene first? Yeah, so that's all. If you, Thank you so much.